evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back into the CSC Racing League. My name is Soji Sakata. I am the S of CSC, and tonight, it's Friday, and that means it's the Late Model Tour. Coming to you live this evening from Southern National Motorsports Park. I actually don't know a ton about this track other than how to drive it because I've done a handful of races here. So let's go get the lowdown and information on this track and see what our drivers are up against tonight. Licensed track, Southern National. If I can find, there it is. Southern National, located out of, wow, that's a mouthful, Lucana, I think, North Carolina. So a kind of a homeland track for the NASCAR fandom down there in the Carolinas. It's been around since 1993. It is 4/10 of a mile. Does not tell me the banking. However, it is a fairly steep bank track. It is not to the level of anything like Bristol. However, it is well more than places like New Hampshire, Martinsville, the flat tracks you would think of when you think short track. It's like a... reminds me a little bit of the banking at, like, Richmond, but a tick more. It's almost like a little mini Dover, but all blacktop instead of concrete. So, definitely a fun track to race on. We've got a big field tonight, folks. We are fielding, I believe, 9 cars. That is our biggest field to date. It's going to be a good one. Of course, our drivers here in the late models, they all know, wow, as Greenlee smashes the wall. These guys know how to drive these late model stocks, and we are getting a fair amount of them in here. So, let's go. We've got 19 minutes in practice yet, which is plenty of time. Let's take you guys for a few laps around the Southern National Motorsports Park and get you guys a feel for what this place is like. You can see how severe that banking is. It is very, very steep. It is very fast. Oh my God! The boys having a little fun here in the practice session as we watch, I believe that was Nathan Cook go floor pan over roof multiple times. Let's hop into the CSC test drive car and take this thing for a lap or two around here. What the? Why is my car handle? Oh, you know what might have happened? I'm going to reset the car. Now my steering feels better. I think I might have had damage from when I parked it before I started stream. We'll let the track open up here a little bit. Wait for a little bit of a gap in the action. Here we go. Next car back is Frank Winesett back there. So, driving line here, very simple. It's a symmetrical track. Out by the wall. Run it to the limiter, lift just enough to where you can get back on the throttle rolling through the middle. Hard down to the limiter, right down to the apron. Shortest path around here is the fastest. However, with all the banking, this place wears tires like a mongrel. You're going to burn your Hoosiers up in a big hurry tonight if you are not careful out here as one of these drivers. These drivers are really going to have to manage their sets of Hoosier Comanches tonight as they don't have a long life on this track. Already, within about 5 to 10 laps, these tires do fall off the cliff, and then it gets exponentially harder to drive them around. So we watch the Ada Greenlee making laps ahead of us here. Wow, yeah, right there already. Rear tires getting greasy from me pushing the pace so hard, trying to set fast laps. Yep, and there's going to be incident type number 1, your off-corner spin. These cars are loose on throttle, and they are very easy to rotate once you go around. Now, let's take a look at fast lap times here. Currently, I actually hold the fastest lap time in a tie with Brian Moore, 14.403. What a time out of that 10 car. That is, I had to lay down an absolute heater to put down a 14.403, and that's amazing we were able to match. But let's look down the list a little bit here. Very close behind, only 0.03 of a second back to Romano, 14.431. Sycamore, 14.450. So these 14.4 numbers, that constitutes the top 6 are within 1/10 of a second of each other. That is close racing. Let's look down, and even our next set of lap times, 14.505, 508, and 525. Folks, we're talking less than 1/2 of 1/10 of a second right there. That is incredibly fast. Actually, that's less than 1/4 of 1/10 of a second. Which is, I mean, we're talking such infinitesimal numbers here. That's how close the racing is tonight. Greenlee, 14.752. Even though he's a couple tenths off, that's not necessarily out of the realm of reasonable. We're only talking 2/10. On a track this short, he'll be able to keep pace with the back of the field, if nothing else. But I would watch that 8 car, because I'm going to bet he's going to find some pace here very soon with it. He's just trying to get that car into the groove. He's also recovering from being sick, so he may not be firing on all 8 cylinders tonight. We'll have to see what he can do with that number 8 car. But that is your laps around Southern National. Let's go out one more time just to show you guys some of the other, maybe if I can get up behind somebody here, show you guys some of the passing opportunities that you have here at Southern. Because there are plenty of them, and I have fresher tires, so I should be able to demonstrate that pretty handily. That's the other thing, if you can kind of open the entry of the corner up just a little bit. We got a car spun off to the inside here. That is the 8 machine of Greenlee blowing a motor there, it looks like. I'm going to limp that one back to the pit lane. Oh! Almost thought I could get that fast lap time back from Brian there. Found a little something there out of, well, maybe not, because I lost it. Here's what it's going to look like when we're down in the trenches tonight. Now we're in the traffic, trying to show you guys a little bit of what it's like to be right in the hair of it. This is where things get a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, because you can't really run the line you want to, because you've got traffic. And also, less air. Like more right now. Whoa, yep, and right there's the danger. Oh, and Hood gets a piece of me. Sorry, Chris. And that is the danger of running in the heat right now. This is going to be a fast and furious night. See just how fast those cars are and how they grip. But how easy it was. That was my fault. I touched the apron there. I did not mean to do that. I tried to get down off the track, but Hood just too close to behind me there, and nowhere for him to go, I'm afraid. See DJ sliding the sideways there off of 2. This track just such a quick track to run. Let's actually go back and run with that fastest lap. I know what mine looked like. Let's go look at Brian, who has that other top lap time. Laps, I already set that. There, he set it there. We're going to go on board and ride along with Brian Moore here on that fast lap he put down. Let's go inside the cockpit camera and show you guys what this looks like at speed. Off throttle, coasts it in real smooth, good stable exit. Same thing going down. Good smooth, right down on the apron, ripping the accelerator. Great lap from Moore there. Now let's watch that in a little bit of a different view from the chase cam and see what that looks like from behind. So you can see where he's kind of at on the track in reality. Right down on the apron. Right through the cone there. Very, very smooth. Enters a little high, exits a little low. Exactly what you want to see tonight. That is going to be the ideal line around this track. The question is, how well will they be able to do it every time? That's where things are going to get just a little bit interesting. Oh, and Hilker Fast lap time, 14:394. As we were watching it, lap 64, he just laid it down. Super high entry, super low exit. Hear just how hard he's on that rev limiter right down on the apron. Boy, he's hanging that thing out for everything it's worth right now. Great lap from Hilker. Let's go out and see if we can learn a little something from him and maybe put down another fast lap tonight before the practice session is over. I, of course, will not be racing as usual, but I still enjoy putting some laps in just to compete with these guys and have a little fun if nothing else. That's where Hilker got me right there. In front of me. Oh, right there. And such is the danger of running that line. It's fast, but it is volatile. I'm also scared of going out and hitting that wall and knocking the toe out of it. And if you want to go fast, you cannot do that here. You have to be willing to run all the way out to that wall. Get super up close and personal with it, because that's where you'll find the speed. Right there. Nope, bad exit. Twig says something about GP2 engine. I don't know what that is. Time to quit chasing the lap times. I think that's all I've got for it. Let's go through while we have some time here in the practice session and check out our liveries for this evening, considering we'll have a little bit of extra time anyways. That means getting the oval wheel off and the formula wheel on. Wheel locked in. Alright, let's fast forward here and check out who our drivers are for the evening and how they're looking on track tonight with their fresh paint schemes. We're going to go to the close-up camera. Oh no! Hilker and Sycamore get into it on the front stretch. Speaking of, right there on screen, there is the number 5 car. That is Derek Hilker in the Chainsaw Man Bleeding Orange Dubby machine. That is a chainsaw sliced... Oh, it's a chainsaw sliced blood orange. Excuse me. Oh! What a hit. That's gotta hurt. Ah, yes, that is Derek Hilker in the 5 car. Let's go down through the rest of the lineup here and see who else we can find. Let's go out to the cars on track. There he is. Number 45, that is Xavier Sanchez in the Rays Gamer machine. Xavier, a pretty steady fixture around here this year and winning a lot of races. See if he's got another one up in the bag tonight. There he is, the man who had me tied for fast lap earlier but got beat by Hilker. That's the number 10 of Brian Moore. He's definitely got some pace tonight. We'll have to see if he can make his short run pace match his long run pace and put down some good lap times and be in contention for it this evening. There's Hilker back out on track in the 5 car. There's the all blacked out test car livery looking machine. That is the number 96 of DJ Sycamore. DJ's fast lap tonight, 14.450, very close to the leaders. He could easily be a factor as well. There's a lot of cars in the game tonight here. It's going to matter who can keep their stuff together longer, but DJ with the 4th fastest lap time of the day, showing some speed early. Speaking of speed, another one up there towards the top. There's the number 20 car. That is the Duracell IROC Camaro machine of Frank Winesett. He's also showing some pace tonight. He'll be one to watch, see if he's got anything on the long haul and if he can bring it home. We saw him earlier before on track, but here's a little bit better view of his paint scheme. That is Gary Greenlee in the Nuka-Cola number 8 Rust machine. We'll have to see. I know Gary, like I said, recovering from a little bit of sickness. We'll have to see if he can kick that sickness to the curb and put down some hot laps tonight. Hilker back in the pits. There's the number 13 Coors Banquet Machine. That is CAH-TV, Chris Hood. Have to see.
Go over some things. First off, we do have a major rule change for the CSC Late Model Tour. Moving forward for all races, including tonight, the caution laps will count towards the overall lap count of the race. We did this to try to get the races finished a little bit quicker. We've noticed over the last couple of weeks that the races have gone on a lot longer than anticipated. So this is a way to reduce any unnecessary time spent on the track. As always, all starts and subsequent restarts are on leader. There is no choose rule. Follow the iRacing black box. You will need to stop at, I believe, hold on 1 second.
Either way, as Cameron Romano I'm going to mute him here. As Cameron Romano continues to do the driver's meeting, I'm going to keep going through the paint schemes here. Beat that, Soji. Yeah, you laid down a hot lap there, Derek. That was very impressive. Well done. So, as I was saying, that is CAH-TV. Chris Hood in the number 13 Coors Banquet Machine. Oops. I don't know what that's changing. There we go. Here is the number 77 Carson Hocevar tribute. That is the Chili's Ride the Dente for the Presidente Margarita they sell. That vehicle piloted tonight by Nathan Cook. Nathan, a new driver to the late model tour here tonight. He has not run. He ran last week in the touring championship, but he did not run last week in the late model tour. So this is his first late model tour debut tonight. We'll have to see how he does in that number 77 machine. By the way, on the leaderboard, you'll notice Cook registered in the 54. However, he is running a 77 custom number scheme, so I will be calling him on the 77 since that's what's on the car. So the 77 is the 54, just so you're aware. Next up, the man who's talking, that is the number 15 Vesta Homes machine of Cameron Romano, your reigning short track champion. To see if he can go out and get himself a win tonight. I know that, I believe Vesta, the company he works for, will have to see if he can bring one home for the company. That is my vehicle. We can ignore that. I'm driving the Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac tonight. I just like it because it's an old Pontiac scheme. I don't actually drink beer, so I just thought it was cool to have a Pontiac in the game, so I used it. I'm pausing for a moment because they're talking and they need to hear it past me. All right. But on screen, we've already covered him once. That is the number 20 machine of Frank Winesett in the Duracell batteries, IROC Camaro. And last but not least, I do believe that's the last car. I don't think we have any more out there. That is the number 04 Toyota TRD Toyota Racing Development Machine. What the hell? Did I get pulled into a different voice chat? Oh. Yeah, I did get pulled into a different broadcast. Funny. They're moving voice chats. Okay. Did not see that coming. But yes. Samuel Caldwell, or Twig as he's known, on track there in the 04. We'll have to see what he's got for us tonight. Should be a good show with all these drivers. So, with that said, I do believe I hear a lot, not much, yep, less than 2 minutes to go in the session. Alrighty, with the driver intros over, I do believe that's all the cars on track. I think we've covered them all. We've covered Hilker, myself, Moore, Sycamore, Romano, Winesett, Cook, Caldwell, Hood, Sanchez, and Greenlee. That is your full field. We will have a 9-car grid this evening. I know it says 10. Again, I am not driving, so I can be omitted from that list. My 44 car will not be in contention this evening. So, that leaves us 9 competitors. Who's going to take home the win? 8 cars sit on pit road. Only the 96 of Sycamore continues to make laps. Chasing that long run speed out there. I do believe he's on a fairly long run right now. Nope, 3 laps. I take that back. That last run he did, though, really showed some good... Wow, as he goes for a spin. Good save. He's run 120 laps just in practice tonight in that 96. And hardly a lap outside the 14-second marker, except for the odd occasion, which I'm guessing we're avoiding wrecks or stuff. Very good pace tonight from the 96. He's got your new leader. He's your fast lap. 14.384. He put down one... Wow, a full 1,000th faster than Hilker. Excuse me, 100th. Wow, that is quick. Sycamore on... Was that one of his last laps? It was 119. He finally set a fast one. Wow, and he's been all over that 14.886. Even on the end of a run there, he was in the high 14s. So, Sycamore definitely with some long run pace tonight. That'll be interesting to watch. Makes me wonder if any of these other drivers have any long run pace.
All right, good luck in qualifying, drivers.
Hilker has it too. I'll bet you these tires aren't going to fall off as bad as I think they are. That'll be interesting. They're definitely going to get greasy, though. We're going to see some wrecks. New rule change tonight, by the way. Drivers no longer have the pace laps to rely on. Pace laps now count under caution. Before they did not. So we were not counting them for the sake of helping our driver, basically giving our drivers more time. But it's taking too long to run these races, so we've decided to nix that. And we are now just running a traditional, every lap counts type of race. I just realized that Vesta Homes machine is a Dodge Charger. I'm just now noticing that. We watched the Dodge of Romano roll around. There's the Camaro of Moore, the Camaro of Sycamore, the Camry of, Caldwell, Twig, Sanchez and his Toyota, Winesett in the IROC, and Hilker in the Camry as well, and of course Hood in the only Mustang in the field.
All right.
And then the unbranded machine of...
Let me know if everybody is done qualifying.
Let's take a look at our qualifying results. Set those up on the fast ones there. Indeed, your current pole sitter. Holy crap, he cooked on that lap. 382, 384.
Congratulations to Mr. Brian.
Wow.
For locking in
Brian Moore. That is the fastest lap, not just of qualifying, but the entire session so far. That is unbelievable.
Okay,
14.382.
Yep. All right, so once Nathan is done, we will...
Holy smokes.
Yeah, Nathan's on track right now.
14.382 from Moore, your top qualifier. Sanchez will be outside row 1, 14.401. Hilker will be the inside of row 2, 14.487. Chris Hood, 14.522. Winesett, 14.542. Sycamore, 14.568. Caldwell, 14.573. Romano, 14.675. Cook, 14.811. And Greenlee, 14.845. Those are your qualifiers in order. We're actually, with the addition of, I believe it was Sanchez. Who joined last? I missed. I think it was Sanchez. I didn't see who it was. But whoever joined in, that gets us to a full 10-car field. So we will have a full grid of 10 tonight. That is awesome.
Shut off your engine.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen and everything in between, welcome to Southern National Motorsports Park for 125 laps in the late model stock car division of the CSC Late Model Tour, sponsored by Debbie Energy. It's time!
There's Cameron Romano with your cue to fire engines as the iRacing Chevrolet pickup gets ready to take them down for their pace lap. 10 of Brian Moore sits on the pole tonight in the Moser Racing Camaro. Outside row 1 will be the Rays Gamer Toyota Camry. That's the 45 of Sanchez. Inside row 2, it's a Toyota and a Ford, the 5 of Derek Hilker and the Bleeding Orange W Machine, and Hood in the 13 Coors Banquet Ford Mustang. Row 3, Wineset in the Duracell IROC Camaro, and the 96 of Sycamore in the Blackout Camaro. Row 4 will be Twig Samuel Caldwell in the 04 TRD Camry. I'm only counting 9 cars. Who's not gridded? Oh, Nathan's not gridded. One car going to miss the start here tonight. The 77 of Nathan Cook not making the grid. Not sure where he's at tonight, but inside the Toyota Camry of the 04 Samuel Caldwell, outside row 4 will be the 15 of Cameron Romano in the Vesta Dodge Charger. Last but not least, in the 8 car back there, that is the unbranded Nuka-Cola machine of Greenlee. Pace cars off for green. Let's go racing in Southern. Hood way up out of the groove to start lap 1. I'm going to go to this view so I can watch because I'm also doing race control tonight. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. That is a terrible camera angle. We'll do with the... Oh, no! Spinner down the back. Caution is out. Caution is out. Oh, no.
Check up on 1, check up on 1.
Let's go back and take a look and see what happened there to the 45 of Sanchez. There's your car in question, running in the 4th position. He's going to run that outside. Oh, he got hooked by the 96. He tried to come down and had nowhere to go. No fault of the 96 there. That was just 2 cars going for the same position. Sanchez going to get that car rolling again.
Sorry, Xavier, please forgive me.
That'll bring the 45 down to the attention of his crew to get a little bit of service done on that vehicle, if anything. Not sure how much damage repair he'll be able to get done with the pace car already coming out of 4. He will have to boot, scoot, and boogie his way down out of pit road.
We are
Right.
to the green this time, to the green this time.
Your leader, Moore in the 10 car, was able to drive away on that first restart. Put a couple car lengths in between him and the next running cars of Hilker and Wineset. Wineset able to come up really well on that first exchange of positions there. Made a lot of ground up. Looks like the 13 and the 8 have come down pit road for attention, as well as the 96 of Sycamore. Hood falling to the back. Looks like he's asked for an EOL penalty. He may be playing the long game tonight. Pace lights are out on the Silverado. They're going green this time by. Those guys better get caught up to the pack or they're going to get left behind. Here we go. Pace truck's off. Moore's got command. 10 car fires off. We're away and racing again. 10 car Moore very comfortable right out of the gate. The car looks very steady. He's already pulled out to a couple of car length lead, but don't look now. Wineset trying to make a run on him. 20 car to second. 5 car to third. 15 car Romano going to look under the 5 car. He's trying to take away that final podium position. Oh, Hilker hard into the wall outside. That'll be some right front damage for that 5 car. That may make that an ill handling race car for a bit. Up front, no change. Best battle on track right now is this group of 5 or 6 right here. They're all battling for position, single file, but anything's possible with this group. Very fast-paced racetrack. Yeehaw! Romano has gotten around the 5 of Hilker as well as he's kept the 04 of Caldwell off his back bumper. Caldwell, though, not trying to give it up. He still wants to make a move on the 15. Running that high entry, low in, and the 15 running the opposite, trying to block it. Very good racing here tonight so far. Very close quarters action. Even up front, leader not able to run away. Moore definitely being kept honest by that 20 of Wine-Set. 20 trying to keep him within range of reeling him back in. Here comes Hilker. I don't know if the toe's knocked out of that machine or not, but he doesn't seem to care. He's still going to keep pushing it. 5 in the 20, 5 in the 04, excuse me, touch. 45 behind him gets a little piece of the wall. Still no change with your top 3, though. This is your best battle on track. 5 the 04 and the 45. The 5 car did get the better of the 04 finally. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see that 04 try to make a move soon. Whoa! Xavier Sanchez goes around again. Able to keep the car going the right way. He's back on track. No caution needed. Moore, still your leader. 20 of Wine-Set. Man, I'm not sure if he's getting closer or not, but it sure looks like it. Gap's down to about 3/10. To keep an eye on that gap and see as he goes, see how close he gets. Hold steady at about 3/10. 9/10 back to your 3rd place. The Charger of Romano in the Vesta car. He is sitting steady and smooth right now, but don't look now. That 5 car is coming with a vengeance. He may have company here very soon. 04 Caldwell running 5th right now. Seems to be putting good steady lap times down, but can't quite make enough time on the leader. He's about 2.1 seconds back off of Moore. Head back check on the back of the pack here. Sanchez about 7.1 after saving that spin. He's your last running position on track. However, he's not out of it yet. There is a halfway caution coming up here at the top of the halfway mark of the race. So, don't count him out quite yet. If he can stay on the lead lap, he'll be in it with a shout. Lucky Dog is in factor tonight, so if you're the first car 1 lap down... Oh no, we got a caution on track. What happened? I missed... Oh, it's Hilker. Hilker got involved.
That was the dude wipes moment.
I'm going to go back and watch it. Sounds like we might have our Code Brown moment of the race.
Moment of the race has been sponsored by Dude Wipes. For the Code Brown moment in your life.
Let's watch. So Moore and Wine-Set are well out of it. Oh, Hilker drove it in. Romano checked up too quick. That got the 5 car checked up. He got hit by, oh no, Caldwell. Big hit to the front. And DJ, woo! He wasn't kidding. That is absolutely your Code Brown moment of the race right there. DJ, let's go back and ride on board with Mr. DJ on that one. 96 just eking by. This is what he saw out the windshield. Big wreck, sees part, and he makes it through clean. Not a scratch on it. Great save there. I don't believe anybody else was involved. I think Greenlee was far enough back off of that incident. Indeed, Greenlee well away from it. Oh, yeah, okay, little tap from Sanchez, but I think he'll be all right. Definitely some pit road activities. But I think all of our competitors will be able to continue on, at least for the moment. 10 of Moore, still your leader. He's led them all tonight in that number 10 machine. The Moza Racing Milwaukee Tools machine is a quick one this evening. Moore seems very comfortable out in the lead. Nobody can really seem to take it to him. The 20 of Wine-Set's keeping it, I mean, within a fair shout of him, but just does not seem to be able to like catch up and make that pass. Moore fires off. Green flag's away again. Here we go. And it's right back to status quo out front. Moore with a couple car lengths over Wine-Set. 20 car trying to reel him in, but so far no real change. Big cluster back here from about 3rd to 7th. Just kind of all packed up for a moment there. They've all kind of gotten their stuff sorted out now. Single file they go. Nobody willing to make a move. 27 laps down. Stage break should be at 67. So they've still got 40 or so laps to put down. There's plenty of time to make something happen. Patience is virtue here tonight. Kind of following on board.
Lap 50. Lap 50 stage break.
Oh, lap 50 stage break. My apologies. I got that wrong. Thank you for the clarification. My bad. I thought I was halfway. So lap 50 will be the stage break. So they still have about 20 laps to see where they can take it from here. Best battle on track right now for 5th.
Remember, mandatory 4-tire and fuel pit stop.
Indeed. Mandatory 4 tires and fuel. That will kind of reset the field in terms of equipment. However, if you choose to stay on pit road for damage repair, you will lose positions. So, there's some strategy to be played. Wounded car Sanchez and the 8 of Greenlee rolling around at the back right now, just trying to stay out of trouble and make it to that stage break. Meanwhile, the 10 of Brian Moore continues to dominate the race. 33 laps into the books already. He's led every single one of them. 20 of Winesett, still unable to put any kind of meaningful ground on him. Actually starting to lose a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. That gap has grown to about 5 seconds. 5 car of Hilker, though, absolutely staying in touch with those top two. All over the bumper of the 20 there. Only a 0.2 of a second gap. He's chewing down the bumper to the 20. Oh, got some side-by-side action here. Sycamore and Caldwell. Let's see if the 96 can clear him. Yep, lower line supremacy, no question there. 96 up to 4th. 04 Caldwell's going to have to build some momentum up and get a better corner than the 96 if he wants to try for that position back. We got some side-by-side action happening up front. The 5 has got underneath of the 20. Here we go. New second place. That's the 5 of Hilker. Up to 2nd. 20 of Winesett back to 3rd. But all that fighting is just costing them time. Brian Moore now out to nearly a 1 second gap over 2nd place of Hilker. Nobody seems to have an answer for that 10 car tonight. He is on fire right now. I don't think I've even seen so much as a wiggle out of the back of that car. He seems to have that handle of that race car very, very good right now. Hopefully it keeps up for him. Hopefully these guys can find a little more speed in their cars too if they want to have a chance of chasing him down. Because currently they're all running good, but nobody can quite seem to make up any time. A little bit of a scrape there from the 13 of Hood as he's working his way back up from the back of the pack. Romano, who fell to the back when he went in for pits, also reeling around back there. 45 of Sanchez has made it by the 8 of Greedley. Excuse me. Oh, Romano and Sanchez actually each 1 lap down. Romano in your lucky dog position. I did not see they lost a lap under that last caution while we were reviewing the wreck. Oof. 8 of Greenlee in the wall there. Big hit. Only 8 more to go till the stage break. It's still all 10 car out front. Second place battle not really active at the moment. 5 car seems to have gotten the better of the 20. Do have side by side. Here comes Chris Hood trying to get 5th from the 04 of Caldwell. However, woo-hoo-hoo! 04 really hanging it up out there. He's trying to work that high side, and Romano's trying to stick his foot in the door while it's open. 3 cars very close running here. That is some good competition. Looks like the 04 is going to get the better of him for the moment, though. 15 is going to have to stay satisfied with 8th. That's not a pass for position, of course, with Romano being 1 lap down. Ten of Moore, make it official. That's a 1 second gap over 2nd place. That is a very big gap when you're only on a 14-second track. I were to bet these guys are all just trying to get to the stage break so they can erase that deficit and start with some fresh tires again. Nathan Cook coming onto track finally. He will begin the race nearly 48 laps down. Pit roads are closed. Race control has thrown the caution. That is the end of stage 1. Your winner, Brian Moore. Second place goes to the 5 of Hilker. Third will be the 20 of Winesett. And then it's Sycamore, Hood, Caldwell, Greenlee, Romano, Sanchez, and Cook in that order. Sanchez, unfortunately, going 2 laps down there. However, Romano should have the lucky dog pass, and that will get him back on the lead lap. Mandatory 4 tires and fuel. This time by... looks like Sanchez is going to stay out. He may actually be the... I wonder if he's the lucky dog. I'm not sure. Gonna watch for the pit stops here. All cars going up. Right sides.
I unchecked my fast repair, and it somehow took my fast repair.
That's not good.
Hey, Cameron, remember it can reset after a pit stop, so it may have been that.
I turned it off after I left the pits the last time. Also, would I be able to get my lucky dog? I was never given this. It was never issued.
Yeah, go ahead and take it. I don't know if I can wait. Just do it.
What? I tried to wave Cameron around there. It waved Nathan for some reason. Sorry. Here you go. There's your wave around, Cameron. Nathan, go ahead and take yours as well. You're 40-some laps down. It doesn't matter.
You might need to extend the caution so we can all get caught back up.
I think that one should get everybody back, I think. Is it having you guys do a single file restart or something?
Just double up and we'll pull black flags.
I'll give you one more lap to get in formation then. What? Oh, they're just gonna go, okay. Nope. Let's go racing. I don't know why they didn't all get in formation, but they had the lap to do it, so we'll just let them go racing and see what happens, I guess. I don't exactly know why that happened. That's weird. All right. Either way, 10 or more, still your leader. Hilker second. Mindset third. Sycamore fourth. Hood fifth. Greenleaf's up to sixth on that pit exchange. How about that? Romano got his lap back. He's seventh. Caldwell eighth. Sanchez, unfortunately, 2 laps down. He'll be ninth. And Cook, 47 laps down. Not a factor this evening. He's just out there making some laps in his debut. Kind of the opposite of a start and park. He didn't start, but now he's racing. So he parked it and then runs. Kind of weird. Oh, new third place. Sycamore up to third. Whoa! Save it. Oh, no. Big caution. Oh, my God. Huge hit for the 13 car.
Okay, that oh shit moment of the race has been sponsored by Duplex for all your Code Brown moments.
Oof. I'm glad the sim threw that because I couldn't get there quick enough. Oh, my goodness. We can watch what happened here. The 20 just got a little piece of the 96. The 96 nowhere to go. Bam! And watch that 15, the 04, and everybody else avoid it. Great wreck avoidance. Man, unfortunate break there for the 96. How bad's the 15 off? With the 13. Oh, yeah, 13. Front end damage. Definitely not looking good on that machine. Oof. That one hurts. 96 with that engine smoking. I bet this is going to be a fast repair stop here. If I had to put money on it. Indeed. Fast repair down and away. Quick stop. Holy smokes. Watch our drivers continue to pace. 66 of 125 in the books. 10 cars, led all of them. All of our drivers have pitted at lap 51. Romano shows lap 50, but that's only because he had the lap down problem at the time. They were all equal when they restarted. This should be the one to go. Yep, lights are out. So let's see. They should stack up here 2 by 2, I believe. They'll get that done going down the back stretch. All right. Lights are going to go out on the Silverado base truck. They're stacked up. We still got 10 cars in it. Let's go racing. 10 car. Not as good of a jump that time, but he does have the preferred line on the bottom. Hilker does not care. He wants a piece of the action up front, and he's going to run him too wide to see if he can get it. Bottom line prevails. Hilker still running second. Look out, though. Woo-hoo. Boy, he tried to send that one in there. 5 car really wanted to run up close to the 10 car. 10 car's entry just too good. 10-5. Ooh, look at that. After being a lap out, caution's out on the speedway. What happened? 13 a Hood involved again. What a rough break. Oh. Hood. Oh, yep. Self-spin. Got a piece of the apron. 45 also got a big piece of that. That's going to hurt. That apron is a tricky one. It's easy to get caught out. Go to the wide camera here. Watch our drivers as they get lined up and matched up here. Cook coming down for service on the 77. (10-5), 15 car Romano goes from a lap down. He's driven his way all the way up into the third position. He might have a shot at the leaders here. That could be a real rags to riches stories tonight if he can go from being a lap down to being the leader. See if he can make something happen there in the back half of this one. Greenlee also moving up big time. He's right behind Romano in fourth. Greenlee was running around at the back of the race earlier. I wasn't sure if he was wounded or just struggling for a little bit of pace. But that 8 car is in the mix now. Seems to have a little bit more speed in that race car here in the back half of the race. Who else is up there? Caldwell kind of mingling around mid-pack where he's been all day. Your Big loser right now, Frank Winesett in the 20. He's going to go a lap down here and getting some tires put on that machine. That is a rough break for the 20 of Winesett. Sycamore, Hood, and Sanchez, your lap down cars now, along with Cook, of course. Pace cars off. Here we go. They're bunched up. Send them off again. Let's go racing. 10 car or more going to run that bottom line as hard as he can, trying to keep that 5 from getting up into him. Oh, 5 car ran high. That's opened the door for the 15. 5 car could be going back to 3rd. 15 trying to run that optimal low line, but he can't get the wide entry he needs to get the momentum. He's going to have to run the 5 car wide and make him work for it. Doesn't do it, lets the 5 car in. 5 car, second, 15, third. Moore, Hilker, Romano, Caldwell up from the mid-pack. He's up to 4th now. Greenlee in 5th. We have a car off pace ahead of the leaders. It's the 45 of Sanchez. Sanchez had a good year so far this year. Tonight, first night I've seen him struggle. So, rough break for him, but hopefully he'll be able to keep his head up and keep his head in the game for the next time. He will lose another one to the leaders. That should put him 4 laps down there. Romano still running 3rd as our cars navigate the lap down car of Sanchez, who is doing the polite racing thing and going to the high line out of the groove and letting them go by. Single file. Big loser tonight right now, 20 of Winesett. He was running as high as 2nd earlier tonight. He's fallen all the way back to the 7th position 1 lap down after coming down for a tire stop at the last caution. Sanchez, of course, 3 laps down now. Sycamore 1 lap down, and so is Chris Hood after coming down for damage repair and tires for being involved in 2 consecutive incidents. Bad luck for the 13 tonight. Out front, though, no change. Matter of fact, more of the same. It's Brian Moore driving off into the sunset. He's got that gap back up to 6/10 again. 5 car trying to put some chase on him. Just cannot seem to find any way to go faster. That 13 car, or excuse me, the 10 car, putting down hot laps. Let's see lap times this time by. Oh, I only have the fastest up right now. That's unfortunate. Let's go take a look at those. 14.463, 14.532. There is a 7/10 of a second. My guess is 14.4, 14.6. Chalk that up to 8/10. Brian Moore just absolutely on a ripper tonight. He is tearing the field up. This is the first race we've seen this much dominance in all year long. That 10 car, I don't think, has not led a lap yet. Romano and Hilker trying to change that, though. They're in close pursuit, both within a 1.5 of the leader. 2 very different lines trying to work with each other. Hilker running a little higher, Romano running a little lower, trying to stay out of each other's air, perhaps. Either way, they are the only 2 within striking distance of the leader. Next closest, excuse me, would be Caldwell in the 04, and he's about 2 full seconds behind the leader now. Yep, make it official. He is 2 full seconds. Clean air. Oh, first mistake out of Moore we've seen all night. A little bit of a wall tap there. Didn't look bad enough to do damage, but definitely have a little bit of a Darlington stripe on that livery to clean up after the race. Don't care about the pace car. Check the back of the field here. Greenlee still on the lead lap, running 5th. He's lost touch with the front pack there. However, still running respectable in 5th position. Sycamore, your first car. No, take it back. Your last car on the lead lap. He's going to go for a pass. This is for position. Swap them. Sycamore, Greenlee, 5-6 switch. Hood and Sanchez back here doing battle. This is not for position either. Hood 1 lap down. Sanchez 3. I do believe the 77 car has parked it. I do not see him on track anymore. He continues to lose laps. 3 cars on track that are a lap down or more. That is Wineset, Hood, and Sanchez. 6 cars left on the lead lap. Greenlee, the last of those. Greenlee with about a 10-second gap to your leader. He's about 4 seconds ahead of Brian Moore. Moore continues to open up the gap. Now 2 full seconds over second place Romano. Hilker all over the back bumper of Romano. I believe that was a pass he just made for that because Hilker was second. Romano, new second place. Hilker falls back to third. I think I do. Hilker has knocked the right front off of that car. He should have some toe damage if I'm not mistaken. Let's check the cockpit. If he does, it's not severe. I think it's a good time, as this race has a good green flag look about it. It's time to go. All audio. Crank it up section of the race. Enjoy the sounds of these monster V8s ripping up Southern National. And that was your crank it up moment of the race. Let's get back to the action on track here as the 10 car starting to reel in the back half of the lead lap. That 8 car is the last car on the lead lap, and he is coming into the clutches of the 10. He's about to lose the lead lap. 8 car gonna go, whoa, not going high. He's gonna fight for it, but loses it anyway. 8 car now 1 lap down, Greenlee. Now only 5 remain. Scratch that. Only 4 remain on the lead lap. Excuse me, I got my math wrong. Only 4 remaining on the lead lap. The 10 of Moore. The 15 of Romano. The 5 of Hilker, who has started to drop quickly. I have to assume that's the toe damage. Wearing that tire down now. And there's your final car on the lead lap, the 96 of Sycamore. He's about 10 seconds behind the leader, but not in danger of going a lap down yet, although he is losing time and fast. Moore has found a pace in that car that nobody else can seem to find tonight. He's still running 14.8. Very fast laps here this late in the race. On the way to 125. Coming up on about 15 to go very, very soon. We watch the 13 car, the wounded machine of Chris Hood with that banged up front end, continue to make laps. Brian Moore with an impressive 2.7 second gap over that man right there in the 15, the Vesta Homes machine of Romano. Romano having a good night tonight. He burned his fast repair by accident on the stage break there. But he's managed to keep that car clean, no damage to the front end. I'm sure he'd be happy with a fresh set of tires right now. However, it's a little too risky with your potential of losing that lead lap and also the track position. It's not easy to get tonight. I'm sure if this goes green to the end and he can hold it there, second place will not be upsetting to him at all. Hilker had more pace than this earlier in the night, but I'm betting that toe damage is starting to slow him down a little bit as he continues to lose time to Romano. That gap now just under 3 seconds to second place and 6 seconds total to the leader. Sycamore is losing time to Moore in the 10. 96 now, about 12 seconds back off of your leader. He's lost 2 seconds just in the last, 15 laps or so? Sanchez also about to fall victim to the 10. He's about to lose one more. That'll put him back to 4 laps down. Definitely a little bit lower stress for Moore as he's got that a little bit of extra gap. He does not have to keep caning that car and really pushing it to its limit. But he is keeping that pace up, 14.8, even on old tires. That is an impressive run on old tires. Gap to Romano, now 3.6 seconds from the 10. Greenlee, your first car 1 lap down. If we do get a caution here in these closing laps, he would be the one to come around. Winesett also 1 lap down. They're the only 2 who could feasibly get back on the lead lap if we had cautions. However, I am going to say that's not going to be very likely. Moore has decided to go for the long haul cruise. He's actually given a 10th back to Romano. He slowed that car down just a shade. Actually, scratch that. I think Romano just had a blazer of a lap. Moore's last lap time still quick, 14.8. Did he just run 2 14.867s? .846, 867. Wow, that's close. Closing laps. 3 to go. This time by 10 car or more. He's led them all tonight. Can he lead the last 2? He gets by the lap down car of Sanchez. Here we come. 2 laps to go from Southern National. It's all the 10 car all day long. He's only got to make it around a time and a half more. Romano too far back to make any kind of lunge. 4 full seconds. Sycamore has fallen prey. No, he hasn't. He's
1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bend.
Yep, 1 to go. Halfway around this time. DJ gonna stay on the lead lap. Brian Moore going to bring it home. Your winner here at Southern National. Brian Moore takes it. Second place, Cameron Romano gets it done. Hilker going to get third. Where's he at? There he is. DJ going to come home fourth. And everybody else will come down 1 lap or more. Burn that thing down, Brian. That car doesn't even have a scratch on it yet. Well done. Let's pull in Brian Moore and bring him into the booth. Great driving from the 10 car tonight. Brian Moore, welcome into the booth. You just led every single lap wire to wire. How does that feel?
Oh, that feels good. I wasn't sure I'd have the speed to beat Derek because he had beat me on time in practice, but all I did was hold my marks and do what I could control, and it worked out.
You had the pace to beat tonight. No matter who tried to run you down, as long as you kept the nose in clean air, there was nobody who could seem to try to run you down. Was it a consistency thing that helped you keep the car straight? Because you were one of the few who I didn't see sliding around much out there. You just seemed to have a good, comfortable handle on the car all night long.
I just kept it consistent, do what I knew, don't push it too hard, because if you push it too hard, you'll slide out, and you just got to keep the car under you and keep it consistent.
Well done. You had the perfect race. You won the pole, you won the stage, you won the race, and by the way, your qualifying lap was the fastest lap all night long.
Thank you. I definitely didn't think I had that pace, but it worked out.
You definitely did. Great job. Absolute masterclass in driving tonight. Well done, my friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll send you back now. I'm going to pull Cameron in. Cameron in. But well done, good driving.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's in the waiting room. Cameron Romano brings it home second tonight. He had some good pace in the 15. He fell a lap down there towards the beginning, but got it back at the stage break, and you were able to make the most of that, drove up through the field. That must have felt good going back to front.
Yeah, I'm still trying to process what happened between me and Derek. I'm pretty sure that was just a racing incident. I know he doesn't. I know he's not the kind of guy to go and intentionally spin somebody like that. But mistakes happen. It is what it is. But to bring it home second 2 weeks in a row in the late model series, that feels very good. Doing our boys at Vesta home very proud. Also doing our boys at W Energy proud. By the way, use code CSCRL for 10% off your order at W.GG. As they are the proud sponsor of the CSC Touring Championship and the CSC Late Model Tour.
Indeed. And I will say, I got to watch that incident between you and Hilker. It looked like you probably just chirped the tires or something just to titch off a 4 or didn't quite accelerate as fast as he expected you to. And he had a killer run off the bottom side of 4 and just kind of happened to drive up into you there. Definitely didn't look like it was anything more than just short track racing and getting a little bit of a bumper-to-bumper hit coming out of the corner where he didn't expect to. So,
yeah, it is what it is. I see Derek in the chat saying sorry. I mean, it's all good. We were all going for the same piece of real estate, and it happens. It's a product of short track racing. I didn't get that much damage from it, but I did go a lap down because it takes forever to put the tires on these cars.
yeah. I wish we could adjust pit stop time for that.
Yeah. See, I feel like at a track like this, it would have made sense for caution laps to not count.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the second stage pretty much went caution-free. I think we had like 1 or 2 cautions.
We had
early
1 or 2
on in the second stage.
Right at the beginning, but from pretty much like lap 60 on was complete green flag.
Yeah, and, I wish I had a couple more laps. I felt like I could have reeled in Brian Moore, but, the man put on a hell of a clinic. He led every single lap, and you know what? Props to him. That's definitely going to be a shake-up in the points.
Absolutely. He put on a absolute clinic tonight. He led every lap, had the fastest lap that was his qualifying lap, by the way, but also had the fastest lap in the race and won the stage. And he was consistently, through that long green flag stretch, at a short track, managed to drive out to a 4.2 second gap, which is just massive at a short track like this. That's impressive.
Yep. And you know what? That race didn't last very long. That race lasted 36 minutes. You were live for an hour and 10, so you caught all the shenanigans from the practice session.
Indeed. Well, and I think a lot of that had to do with the caution laps counting. People were there were a couple of minor incidents, but people drove really clean and really respectfully tonight. They pushed hard, they drove fast, but they didn't get too stupid like we had when we were at Milwaukee when it was just a wreck fest. And I think having those caution laps count, knowing people didn't quite have as much time to play with, made them play a little bit smarter and drove a little bit more conservatively.
Absolutely. I think the caution laps counting was a good rule change. I'm glad everybody thought that was the move to make. But you know what? Tonight was fun. This was the most fun I've had in a late model since we ran at Martinsville last year in the now touring championship.
Absolutely. I think that was a very good race. It was a lot. Well, that was the race we decided to run these late model cars because we found out how good they drive.
Yeah. So. And you know what? We got a lot of good races coming up over the next couple of weeks. And I'm looking at the schedule for the late model tour. We're at South Boston on Friday the 13th.
Indeed.
In the late model division.
Yep.
And we have...
Tomorrow night will be Michigan in the Gen 6.
That's going to be a fun race. I haven't raced the Gen 6 in a while, so I might be a little bit rusty, but let me tell you, I got something in the works. I got a really nice Gen 7 paint scheme that I cannot wait to debut later on down the road at Charlotte.
That'll be
Shout
sweet.
out to Trevor LaPierre and TDL Designs for the hookup. Shout out to Vesta Home for being back on the car this week. We did them proud with a second place finish. Also, shout out to my all my other associate sponsors. We have Black Craft Cult Clothing, Spotify, W Energy, of course, the boys in Motionless in White, and shout out to Burnt Rubber Racing Warehouse for being an associate sponsor, and of course, shout out to the great Soji Laguna Sakata.
You had to throw the Laguna in there, didn't you?
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh, man. Well, good driving tonight, Cameron. I'll let you go back to the other chat, but well done, second place, and good driving tonight.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
That was Cameron Romano, your second place finisher. And he was right. Next week in the Late Model Tour, we are going to South Boston. If you thought tonight was fireworks and flash, South Boston's going to be even more because it's basically the same kind of track, except shorter and a little less banking. That's going to make it even harder to drive and even faster. So, if you want a good show, definitely show up tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Friday night. But show up tomorrow too, because tomorrow we've got another good one for you. It's our Touring Championship, the variety series we offer. We've got the Michigan International Speedway and the Gen 6 car on deck. The Gen 6, of course, the Monster Energy era / NASCAR Cup Series era of cars. They are fast, they are high revving, they're a little bit old school, and they are a little bit loose and wicked to handle. They're definitely an interesting thing to drive. So, should be a fun one, should be a good show tomorrow night. And then, of course, we've got trucks at Talladega, ARCA Las Vegas. We got some road course racing at the Charlotte Roval. And somewhere in there, we also have the postponed Watkins Glen GT4 race coming up towards April. I believe that's the last weekend in April between race 11 and 12. So, we've got a lot of good racing coming up. Hopefully, you guys will be able to come out and join us for it. That is all for me tonight. My name is Soji Sakata. Thank you all very much for watching. For the CSC Racing League, please join us again tomorrow night as we put our drivers out in the Gen 6 at Michigan. And then, of course, next weekend for all of the racing hijinks we'll have then as well. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the Xfinity and IndyCar race tomorrow if you watch. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.